You know what happens? Ruto, by the way, is not my enemy. He's the enemy of the Kenyan people.
Because Ruto is the easiest person for Gachagua to cut a deal with in 2027.
Gachagua stood by Ruto when no one else could. He defended him. He campaigned for him. He took bullets for him, verbally, politically, and even legally.
The High Court has ordered UDA Deputy President candidate Rigathi Gachagua to forfeit 200 million shillings to the state.
And what did he get in return? Impeachment, insults, and betrayal.
It is primitive and backwards.
But now, Rigathi Gachagua is no longer the same man who blindly followed orders. He is no longer the obedient deputy. He is something far more dangerous. He has moved into a political beast. And with these new powers that he's gained, he knows exactly what he brings to the table. And for anyone who wants his support in 2027, that is including William Ruto himself, he only wants one thing, one shocking condition.
I am a front runner, and I think I have the best chances to be president.
Rigathi Gachagua says that he wants to be president. But let's be real, even he knows that that's going to be difficult. Not after the impeachment, and especially not with the tribalist title.
Even if I was not running, I know where I want to take my supporters. And they believe in me and they trust me and they know I know what I'm doing.
So why is he still campaigning so hard?
Where will William Ruto keep off family matters?
Experts believe that he is not really interested in being president, that he wants something even more powerful. But what is it? What could be more powerful than commander-in-chief? In this video, I'm going to tell you what the real plan is. The Riggy master plan.
So you all know he's a tribalist, right? That's the reason why we impeached him, right?
You see, Gachagua was impeached. That means, legally, he can't hold public office unless the court clears him. Even if he tries to run, the other opposition partners won't back him. He's too risky, too controversial. But he keeps on saying that he's going to run. Why? Because it's not about winning. It's about staying relevant. It's about building something bigger, something long-term. It's about power without presidency. One of the political analysts who's become very influential of late said this.
He doesn't want responsibility, being asked a lot of questions, how the country is being run, but he wants to enjoy the privileges that comes with power.
And that's true. Raila has never been president. But for the last 20 years, every president in Kenya had to deal with him. He stopped governments. He led protests. He made demands. He got national attention, all without being in office. He built ODM, a party that made him a king of Nyanza, Western, and Coast. He didn't need the state house. He made his own state house through the people. And guess what? Gachagua has been watching.
If there is anybody in this country who yearns to be like Raila Odinga in everything, it's Gachagua.
Explain.
There's a time Gachagua was being interviewed, and he said he wants to go and do benchmarking in ODM. And ask Raila, how was he able to build this big political vehicle machine that has lasted all this time?
And by the way, I do admire Raila Odinga and ODM. We may have had problems with Raila Odinga, but give it to him. He crafted a very serious political machine that has been there for 20 years. Again, the quality of leaders that are elected at the ODM is admirable. In fact, I will be going to ODM for benchmarking. I must talk to Raila Odinga. I must ask him, Mzee, how did you craft this machine? How have you kept it going for 20 years? You know, ODM is admirable.
And here's the thing. Gachagua studied political science in the university. This is not just guesswork. This is a man who knows how politics really work. He saw how Raila used ODM to control the votes, to create fear in government, to stay important even when he lost. Gachagua wants the same.
My fear of Gachagua is Gachagua wants to have power without accountability. Part of the problem we would have with Gachagua, even when I was working with him now after we started putting this party together, was this obsession he has with Raila. Gachagua wants to be Raila. Gachagua, in fact, I am more convinced that Gachagua is more interested in becoming a Raila than in removing Ruto from office.
I can say that right now, even Gachagua is not interested in being president. He wants numbers in parliament.
That's why he has created DCP party. That's why he's doing rallies. That's why he's acting like a candidate. He's building a base. He's building a machine. Just like Raila built ODM, Gachagua is building DCP to number 1, control Mount Kenya votes, number 2, to speak for the betrayed hustlers, and number 3, to become a symbol of resistance. He wants to be the person every president must talk to before doing anything big.
You can control government while outside. What gives Raila that power? Raila can be invited by Senate to go and address them. As who? Because he has numbers in parliament, both houses. To an extent that if the government wants to pass a particular bill,
he's consulted.
He's consulted so that he can whip his people into accepting.
He wants to be feared, not just followed.
But if he was able to form a powerful party,
like ODM,
that has like ODM, that has maybe out of the 10 counties in Mount Kenya, he manages to get 5 governors. He manages to get 5 or 6 senators, and he manages to get like 40 out of the 70 members of parliament. He's going to be a very, very powerful factor, especially if he gets people in who do exactly
through
what
his
he tells
party.
them, right? And he creates a party that is a machine like ODM.
But let's be honest, there's a dark side to this kind of power. Look at what has been happening in Nyanza and in Western. Because of Raila's grip, leaders can't speak freely. Development is slow, and new voices are always silenced. People vote blindly for him, and that has allowed him to control the region, but at their expense. He holds the region hostage for his own political survival.
That serial betrayer has never wanted to be the president of this country. He's been using vying and his almost maniacal following to maneuver his way into power so that he can enjoy the trappings of the same without the responsibility of the same. Look at how he has turned Luo, a once respectable community that churned the likes of Agwings Kodhek, Tomboya, Ouko Taya, Obama Senior, into buffoons today known for throwing stones, sleeping in stadiums, collecting aids like his trophies, all while camouflaged under Ohangla, Jawa, big grammar, and fancy lifestyle, when we cannot boast of even a single industry.
And now, Gachagua is planning to do the same in Mount Kenya.
I am not sure Gachagua wants to remove Ruto from office. It is just exciting to say one term. Why? Because Ruto is the easiest person for Gachagua to cut a deal with in 2027. Because Ruto is going to be going home after one term. In 2027. Anybody else we elect in 2027 will have 2 terms ahead of them. Right? So, for example, the other big name people are talking about is Matiang'i. Assuming Matiang'i was to become president in 2027, he's going to have 10 years of presidency. Is Gachagua willing to wait for 10 years?
If he succeeds, Mount Kenya voters will lose their power to choose freely. They will become tools in one man's political game. But is that possible with Mount Kenya? There is a saying in Mount Kenya.
The people of the Mount Kenya region don't follow a leader. It is the leaders who follow what the people want.
And that might be Gachagua's biggest problem. In Nyanza, Raila gives direction and people follow. In the mountain, the people lead and politicians must catch up. That's why Ruto beat Uhuru in Mount Kenya. It wasn't about parties. It was about people choosing who they wanted. So can Gachagua really make people follow him blindly?
And do you think this is the game plan that Gachagua is gearing towards?
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm saying Gachagua has not grasped the shift in times. You cannot play that politics again. Its time is up.
Anymore.
Its time is up. You cannot be a Raila Odinga past 2020.
When all is said and done, what is Gachagua really doing? He's building something that looks like a presidential campaign, but it's not about the State House. It's about being a force that no president can ignore. Just like Raila, he wants to control the votes, control the anger, and control the attention.
So, previously, he was saying Raila uses his people to get to government. But later on, he says he wants to do benchmarking in ODM, which means he wants to do exactly the same.
He's no longer begging for position. He wants to negotiate for strength. That's why he's mobilizing. That's why he's rebranding, so that whoever wants to lead Kenya must first kneel before him. That is the real master plan. Not power through the office, but power through fear, loyalty, and influence. And that's why Ruto's inner circle is starting to panic. Because if Gachagua pulls even half of the Mount Kenya votes, Ruto loses 2027 before even the game begins.
Usiweke watu wa mlima kwa mtaro. Na mimi nataka niambie watu wa mlima, mkifuata huyu mtu, mtaingia kwa mtaro yenye itakuwa shida sana kujitoa. Yani you want to push watu wa mountain against 46 tribes. Is that possible?
But the biggest question is, will the mountain let this happen? Will Mount Kenya become a region where one man speaks and everyone obeys? Or will the people continue choosing for themselves, leader by leader, vote by vote? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, Gachagua doesn't want to be president. He wants to be more powerful than a president. And Ruto knows it. So for those who are wondering whether Gachagua and Ruto could ever work together, the answer is yes, but not the way it used to be. Gachagua has seen what happens when you go in blind. And as Kenyans, it's time that we stop getting surprised at the things that politicians do. It's time that we recognize that their interests come first. They will only say no to a deal once it does not make sense for them. But once it does, they will always say yes. Raila and Joho are good examples. And if we learn nothing from these two, then we'll never learn. Subscribe.